It was essential to me to conduct a real-world review of the Luxedo Home Mapping projector, specifically their LuxLite, which is listed as a top seller on their website. Nowhere in my research could I see all the issues and problems with this product and company before I stepped into their sales trap. I have been passively researching these projectors and mapping software since Thanksgiving of 2024. At that time, they were more than twice the price they are today. At that time, it was not worth the investment to change our holiday decorations from traditional lighting to a projector mapping system. This year, after my son asked if we were going to decorate, I decided to research them again. It was then that I found the $1,500 version of the LuxLite. After watching countless videos on YouTube and Luxedo.com, I decided to make a purchase. I purchased the LuxLite based on a conversation with their chat feature on the site. It was likely an AI bot based on responses, but it made sense to get the Lite version due to the price. I ordered a unit on 11/28/2025, and it was delivered around 9 p.m. on 12/11/2025. The shipping was slow compared to what I was used in the past from most other vendors, but it is the holidays, and everyone is a little swamped. I used this time to learn the user interface and follow along as others describe the unit setup. I was excited to see all of the free items on the studio pages. I got to know each theme and started deciding what I would use for each holiday throughout the year. I plan to leave this out for most of the year and rotate themes based on the time of year or the closest upcoming holiday. I received an email with tracking information and began watching for the new tech to arrive. On December 4th, I emailed them to ask about the paid themes and to wonder whether buying projector would give me access to them. Their response was a solid no. The higher-end themes were AI-generated and required a $249 per year subscription. At this point, I was still leaning towards staying with the free themes. On 12/10/2025, I saw that my projector was almost here. At that time, I decided to log in and create an account. My heart dropped a bit when I noticed that all the free themes were gone from the studio. Since I had not wanted to buy the $250 subscription to the paid studio content, I emailed them asking what had happened. I received a response from them on the 12th, saying they were under maintenance and that new themes would be available in the free category by the end of the day. I received my shipment late into the evening on the 11th and started to unbox it early on the 12th. In my excitement about having the most fabulous house in the neighborhood this Christmas, the sting of the free content being removed left me, and I splurged and purchased a yearly subscription to the studio's paid content. I expected to use most of the day Friday, December 12th, unboxing, learning, and putting together my projector with excitement. This was about the time that I learned the disappointment of the free content being removed was only the start of the letdowns this company will hand me. The first thing I noticed when unboxing was how easy the top of the metal case came off without trying to remove it. While pulling off the packaging, the top popped off into my hands. I was surprised as this video gave me some tips to make sure the unit is difficult for thieves to steal. I moved on to unboxing and inventorying everything in the shipment. After I was done, I tried to latch the unit securely and see if I could truly lift the top off. Yes, I could. It took minimal effort to lift the front of the metal case to access everything inside. I was disappointed yet again. At the time, I was still not overly concerned, as theft wasn't a significant concern for me. Just another Luxedo disappointment to add to the list. As I move along in setting up this unit, I get to their point-to-point products to send a signal from your house to projector system. Basically, what these do is a signal booster for homes that don't have strong enough Wi-Fi. I am a bit of a techno geek and was pretty surprised to see these in the box. All of the websites and videos show that the Luxedo kit is Wi-Fi connected. I emailed Luxedo support to ask whether the unit indeed has Wi-Fi and what they intended these point-to-point connections for. I wasn't sure if it was a newer version that didn't have Wi-Fi built in, or if there was some lag or issue with using it, and they moved to this as a hardware upgrade. While waiting for a response, I tried to learn what I could with what I had, as all the instructions in front of me were to use this point-to-point device. The first thing I notice about them is that the units are designed so that one of the Ethernet cable connections can't be plugged in without severe bending and kinking. This is a pretty big no-no in the world of cabling. Okay, put that on the list of mention to Luxedo, and move on. After reviewing all the literature on the devices, I realized they won't work with my home setup. I have a router and 2 large internet switches in an equipment rack on the opposite side of my house, from where the projector is going. This would require running a considerable amount of cable through the home. It is now that I decided to determine whether Wi-Fi is indeed an option. After looking for new devices in and around my network, I find the Luxedo is there and emitting a Wi-Fi signal. Great. I do a little Wi-Fi kung fu and get it connected. It is just before lunchtime, and I start fiddling with my Luxedo and add the projector to my account. All seems to work well. I do some testing in my garage to learn mapping and other settings. Shortly after that, I got an email back about my Wi-Fi question. Yes, it can use point-to-point Wi-Fi and wired Ethernet connections. Great. Thanks for confirming. I appreciate the quick response. I am now in the home stretch. I just need to wait for the sun to go down and to start actually mapping my home. The sun begins to go down slightly before 5 p.m. I try mapping and keep getting errors. As there is still considerable light, I decide to wait until after dinner and our child bedtime. Around 8 p.m. that night, I head back out to see if I can get this thing to work. I walk the unit around to get it to cover the front of our home, calibrate, and fail. Move the unit, calibrate, and fail. After trying this several times, I move closer, get about 75% of our house, calibrate, and success. Yes, we're almost there. I then start to add decorations and content to my house. Since I had a subscription to their studio, I grabbed Christmas cats and added it to my project. Here is what it is supposed to look like. It features vibrant colors, cat treats falling from the sky, and great holiday decor. Here is what it looks like on my projector in the real world. I have all exterior lighting turned off, except for some red and green landscape lights. The images on the far left are nearly impossible to understand. Things on the white snow on the roof do look better, however. I then use this map to tailor the images to each section of the house. I take what I learned and do a quick map of my home. I throw in a couple of videos and pictures from my camera roll, use the software to add some wreaths, and even a Christmas tree that is supposed to appear. All of this looks so bad that I am embarrassed to have it on my home. I can fix some of it with the projector lens focus, but that makes the other content look worse. Then I try to move the projector to get a better view of the house, which makes them look better, but most look worse. Nothing I do can make my home look like the great videos I saw online, or a local house that inspired me. I then began to look much closer at these homes and videos. I then noticed that they all had multiple projectors that sat much closer to home. The local home even had the upper-level tier projectors to mine. So the $1,500 investment in this is just a starting point. What is needed is close to 3 or 4 times that amount to achieve the advertised results. The middle tier, not even the best system, is currently listed at $3,199 each. If you buy 2, you are now into this for nearly $6,400, or 4 times what I have invested into this. At this point, I am fed up with the disappointments and frustration after owning this system for just under 24 hours. I unboxed it around 8 a.m. and threw in a towel at 9:30 p.m. I emailed Luxedo support and asked about returning the system. They respond with some information to try to save the sale, but I have tried to move the unit back to cover the home entirely, and the software would not calibrate the projection. So I tried to move forward with the return. That is when I get my last disappointments from Luxedo. They are going to hit me with a 25% restocking fee. This is $225 to own this disappointing unit for less than 1 day. Now, I did not get a cutting-edge projector in the box. I got a flimsy metal box containing a consumer-grade ViewSonic. It is a $359 projector, and not a bad one for a movie room or a boardroom with a screen. However, to project on a whole house, this is seriously the wrong product. Their restocking fee must cover the cost of projectors they sourced. Wait, the refund does not mention the Lux Studio subscription I had to purchase and use for less than a day. Email them again and get this response. Wait, what? I bought a yearly subscription for a product I am returning. Use it for a day with dismal results, and you want to be okay with accepting the charges for a restocking fee and a zero refund on a yearly subscription that you will probably try to auto-renew next year? No, I am not okay with this. In almost every interaction, the company says it is committed to providing excellent customer service. For a company that, in my opinion, makes pretty decent software, to treat their customers like this is unexplainable. For the little time I worked with their software, I was happy with it. This seems to be a company that made decent software and is using source projectors to reach the masses. I understand that and applaud your efforts. I, however, would caution you to put customer service first, truly, and only sell projectors that positively showcase your software, digging deeper after shipping my return back to them. I now see that Trustpilot.com has an almost 50-50 split between happy and angry customers. I was unable to tie these reviews back to the model of projectors bought. I guess that most who are truly happy have $3,000 plus in their systems. Many of the negative comments are very close to those that have brought up. Their return policy and after-sales support are among the most significant customer gripes. As of the time of this video, on December 16th, they still have not added any free content to Studio. They have, however, changed the name of a few of the paid themes. That is clearly a higher priority for them. For example, they updated Christmas cats to festive felines. Before you buy one of these from Luxedo, please know that once you have it, you are on the hook. If you purchase a low-level system, you're in for 25% even if it doesn't work out of the box. If you buy a higher-level projector, you are likely in for 100%, no matter your satisfaction, as their return policy states that special order projectors are not refundable. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. I plan to have a projector-based